Most online businesses don't fail because the idea was bad. Most online businesses fail because the person running it can't stick to consistent habits that lead to their success. Think about it. Inconsistent content, constantly doom scrolling, late nights that zap your energy, it all adds up. And when you're running a one-person online business, it is on you to get the work done. If you don't have the right habits in place to ensure that you're going to be successful, your business won't be successful. It will fail. It was James Clear who said, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. I've built a multiple six-figure online business that makes me $25,000 a month because of three things that I've been able to master, and that is mindset, skill set, and habits. In this video, we're going to talk specifically about 7 habits that will set you up for success in your online business. If you can master these 7 habits, you will have a business that works for you because you will be the best version of you showing up to your business every single day. Your mindset gives you belief, your skill set gives you ability, but your habits make you unstoppable. And if you want a successful online business, you need the habits that actually sustain it. We're going to dive into all of that, and I can't wait. My name's Lane. Welcome to my channel. I love to help entrepreneurs create freedom-focused online businesses, teaching what they know online, creating businesses that help them escape their 9-to-5 job and create the life that they want. And there's no better way to create the life that you want than to build the habits that life is going to be built on. And so that's what we're going to dive into today. As I said, we have 7 habits. If you end up liking this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video. All of that stuff really helps. So if you get something out of this, throw me a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it means a lot to me. Habit number 1, daily creation. Stop consuming all day, start creating every day. The biggest shift that most people need to make, especially if you're new to online business, is to move your mindset and your habits from being someone who consumes media to someone who creates media. From someone who consumes content to someone who creates content, to someone who consumes helpful information to someone who creates helpful information. That one shift is a massive change. And if you've been following this little series of 3 videos that I've done on mindset, skill set, and habits, you'll know that it all starts with your mindset, your belief. You have to believe differently. You have to develop a skill set. So you need to develop the skill of content creation. And today we're talking about the habit. So the first habit we're going to create is that daily we are going to create something. So content, emails, offers, whatever form it takes, get in the habit of producing something. When I say every day, I mean every day that you work. I don't work every day. I work 4 days a week. So for me, I'm creating something. I'm putting something out into the world. I'm producing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then I take a 3-day weekend every single week. And that's part of that's how I've built my business. And you get to do that when you have a one-person online business that makes you enough money to where you have leverage and you don't have to work every day. But the point is, when I say every day, set a schedule, and every day that you work, make a point to not just consume, but create. Because in business, creation equals growth. I am only going to be as successful as what I create. I have to put stuff out into the world. If I don't put something out into the world that people can consume, that people can enjoy, that people can learn from, that people can benefit from, my business doesn't actually exist, right? If it's all inside my head, I don't have anything to show for it. So create something every day. Consumption without action equals distraction. Consumption without action equals distraction. If you're tempted to watch a video on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, doesn't matter. Before you watch the video, create a video. And that one practice might be all it takes to shift your habits from consuming to creating. So it's like, if I'm going to spend some time on social media, that's fine. But before I do that, I have to create a video to put out into the world before I do it. Now, I want you to be way more intentional with that. So we're going to get into 6 more habits that are going to build the intention around your online business. But if you need to start somewhere, start there. Now, here is a practical step that you can take. With each of these 7 habits, I'm going to give you a practical step that you can take to start building this habit. Block 30 to 60 minutes a day just for creating. So no email, no scrolling, just output. When you sit down to work on your online business, there's always a temptation to let other people dictate your schedule. So if you start your day by checking email or checking your comments, you're basically letting everybody else's requests, their needs, what they want from you dictate how your day begins. So for me, I actually don't check email first thing in the morning. I sit down and decide what I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do for the day involves some type of creation, some type of output. So begin your day with that and build in 30 minutes to an hour. And if you can do more of content creation or some type of creation that is going to help you produce in your online business. Number 2, consistent execution. I've talked about this in a recent video, but execution or action, another way of saying it, is the second part of the 2 parts that you need to be successful in online business. So you need belief and you need action. That's the it factor in online business. It really comes down to those 2 things. You have to believe that you're going to be successful, and you have to take action on that belief. And so belief plus action equals results. Well, if you don't act consistently, if you don't execute consistently, then it's not actually going to work. This is where the habit comes in. So it can't just be that I take action when I feel like it, or I take action sporadically. So the way this looks sometimes is that most people will binge work for a week and then vanish for a month. So that's why they never see results. So consistency beats intensity every time. So what happens is people will sometimes put out 3 or 4 videos in 1 week. They got lots of momentum. They're doing great. And then they wear themselves out and you don't see them for 3 months. Well, that doesn't build a business. And so that's why all these habits work together. We daily create, we have daily creation, and then consistently executing. So we're consistently outputting, we're consistently publishing. So here's the practical step. Pick a schedule that you can sustain for a year. Think about 12 months. What can you do for a year? Is that 1 video a week? Is it 2 emails that you send to your newsletter a week? Stick to it until it's automatic. Don't be tempted to do the entire world, like be everywhere on every platform before you have mastered the simple execution of consistently posting every single week. So if we're talking about content as an example, I would much rather you, and I think this is a much more sustainable habit for your online business, put out 1 major piece of content a week. That's it. And you're going to be tempted to say, wait a second, that's not enough. I need more content. I need to be on more platforms. I need to be in more places. We can get to that, but I'm telling you, you can build a great business putting out 1 piece of content a week consistently for a year. In fact, that's going to do way more for you than putting out 3 videos a week for 3 weeks and then disappearing because you've burnt out. And then not posting for 3 months and then posting again 3 times a week because you got more energy and you're going to do it again. Well, that 3-month gap, YouTube forgot who you were. Your audience forgot who you were. You weren't showing up. There was too much in a short period of time where YouTube didn't even know what to do with the videos. People weren't watching them, whatever the case. It would be much more consistent for those 3 videos that you posted in 1 week to go out 1 a week for 3 weeks. And then those next 3 videos that you posted that second week, 1 a week for 3 weeks. Now we've got 9 videos over 9 weeks. And because we have a sustainable schedule, you have the ability to create this as a habit. So as you go along, you're continuing to post once a week. And in a year, you've got a catalog of 52 videos built up. And if you use Opus Clip, like I talk about, if you want to distribute if you want to take from that long form content and distribute the shorts and the reels and the TikToks, you can do that automatically using Opus Clip, link in the description below. But you don't even have to start there. The point is developing the habit of consistency. And if you do this, not just in your content creation, but in everything, the emails that you send to your list, the times that you work on your promotion of your content, all of this stuff works together, and you want to be consistently building the blocks of your business. Habit number 3, tracking and improving. Winners track numbers, losers just guess, right? If you talk to any elite athlete, they know their stats. They know the time that they need to beat their biggest competitor. They know the time that they need to beat their last race that they did. They know their stats. You need to know subscribers, revenue, conversions, watch time. If you don't measure it, you can't improve it. So here's a practical step. Keep a simple dashboard, a Google Sheet, Notion, even a notebook where you track the 2 to 3 numbers that actually matter in your business. For me, what I have done for years is I have a Google spreadsheet where every single day I input the numbers from all of my revenue streams so that daily I see where I am on any given month. Every single day, I know what I'm making from my book sales, what I'm making from my course sales, affiliate sales, ad revenue, coaching, all of the courses everything is tracked every single day. So what this does is it helps me consistently stay on top of where my revenue is, track and improve. And if I see something start to slide, I can go, okay, there's a revenue stream that's not doing well. Why? Do I need to put some time into it? Do I need to let it go? Is it not a winner anymore? Do I need to double down on the thing that's really working and ignore the thing that's not? These are all decisions that I can make with real data, not just guessing. Habit number 4, protect your time. Your business isn't built in random gaps between distractions. This is something that if you were to grasp this one concept, that your business is not an also ran. It's not like you ran your whole life. Oh, and you also ran this business, right? It's just the thing that happens between distractions. You know, you're on your phone, you're scrolling social media, and at one point you go, you know what? I should make a video. It's never going to work if you look at it that way. It is not the random gaps between distractions. It's built in focused, uninterrupted hours. That means protecting your time like your life depends on it. Because if you want your business to become your livelihood, which is the goal for most of my subscribers, most of the people who watch this channel are building a business that you have a vision for your business to become your main source of income. And I'm hoping that happens for you. I'm cheering you on. In every email that I send to you, I am cheering you on. I put that at the bottom, cheering you on. Lane, I'm not just saying that. I really am. I want to see you succeed. I'm cheering you on in the same way that I'm cheering myself on. I want online entrepreneurs who are building businesses, teaching other people the things they know, the skills they have, the experiences they have. I want you to succeed. And the one way that I know is going to absolutely work against your success is if you think your business is an also then. It's like, oh, I'm just also going to build an online business. It just doesn't work that way. So don't make it this kind of afterthought. Make it the central thing, because going back to what I was saying, most of you, I'm guessing, want to build something that grows enough income consistently enough over a long enough period of time where you can leave your 9-to-5 job, set your own schedule, decide your own hours, decide when you have time off. This is the life that I've had for the last 5 years since I left my job. And I'm telling you, it is awesome and it's worth it. And there's nothing like it. I want that for you. The only way it happens is if you protect your time. You have to look at this and say, I'm blocking the time. So here's the practical step. Time block your calendar. This is one of the biggest things that has helped me so much. That you look at a week that you have, and if you're still working a job, when I was still working my job, and I was building a business in the hours that I had to spare. When I had small kids, I had a job. It was an executive level position at a multi-site church, and so it was a lot of work. Took a lot of work home. So it was not just like a job. It was a career that I had, while I was also building this business. I set aside time in the morning before I would go to work from 6 to 8:30 every single morning. Monday through Friday, I would work 6 to 8:30. Then I would work on the weekends, and I'd work sometimes at night. Well, those 2.5 hours that I had to work on my business in the morning before I left for work was enough to build my business. 2.5 hours every morning was enough to get it to the point where I could leave my job. But I had to know, what am I working on every single day? What is the thing that I'm going to bring to the table and do in that time? If you've already left your 9-to-5 and you're running a full-time business, then this is even more important. Every day, silence your notifications. I have my phone set up to where I'd never get a push notification. It is on do not disturb 100% of the time. There's a small group of people that if they call, it pushes through. My wife and some of my closest friends. That's it. Everything else just goes straight to voicemail. I don't even know somebody called. That's why people will call me and say, oh, your phone went straight to voicemail. I'm like, yep, that was intentional. I don't want disruptions. Well, why? Because what I'm doing is more important than whatever distraction is going to come my way. If somebody calls me, I'll get to it later, but I'm going to focus. When I had a job, I had a 9-to-5 job, I was interrupted all the freaking time, and I had no control over it. So when I left my job, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and it stayed on Do Not Disturb since then. In fact, you can see down at the bottom, the little Do Not Disturb. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Do Not Disturb. Because I remember the stress of like seeing a text come through on my phone from work and being like, oh, what problem is this going to be? What fire am I going to have to put out now? What thing that I can't really do much about right now in this moment is going to interrupt my life and my peace right now? And I set my business up to not function like that. So I don't get push notifications. I don't get phone calls. I don't get text messages until I choose to check. So whatever the version of that is for you, do that. Close the tabs. Your best work needs your full attention. So guard your time like your life depends on it, because your business does depend on it. And if your business is your livelihood, it's your life. Habit number 5, sleep well. Sleep is a productivity multiplier. Without it, your creativity tanks, your energy crashes, and your decision-making suffers. You don't need to out-hustle everyone. You need to out-rest them so you can outperform them. Sleep is one of the biggest indicators of whether or not you're going to bring your full self to the table. If you don't get enough sleep and you don't get high quality sleep, you're going to have brain fog. You're going to bring a 2/3 version of yourself to the table instead of a 3/3 or a full version, an integral version. You're going to bring a less than whole version of yourself. One of the biggest things that I did this year, I finally got a sleep test. I did a 3-day sleep test. Turns out I had pretty severe sleep apnea. So I got a CPAP machine. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But if you don't wake up from 7 to 8 hours of sleep feeling refreshed and ready for your day, you may not actually be sleeping like you're supposed to be sleeping. For me, I was laying there most of the night, never actually getting REM sleep. I was never actually falling into deep rest. Because when you have sleep apnea, what happens is your airways get blocked where you'll literally stop breathing. And so your body has to kind of wake you up so that you can take a breath, not die. That's what you have to do. And so I didn't even know this was happening because I was asleep. I it would wake you up, but you're basically still in like a sleep state, like a light sleep. Take a breath and then go back to sleep, right? And then this was happening like 15 to 20 times a minute, where I was basically just never actually falling asleep. So I get a CPAP, it forces air into your throat all night long. And I wake up now feeling great, feeling refreshed, and it makes a difference in my business. When I can come to make content and I have a clear mind and a clear head and I'm rested, I can look at the camera and I can think clearly and deliver content that's helpful. So think about that when you're tempted to sacrifice your sleep. So here's a practical step. Set a consistent bedtime, right? Cut screens an hour before bed. Protect your 7 to 8 hours of sleep like it's your most important meeting, because that time is. All right, habit number 6 is one of the most important habits that I have recently started kind of diving into at a pretty deep level. Before we get to it, I want to invite you to download my super simple guide to starting a thriving online business. It's over at lanesebring.com/super simple. This is the 6 steps that I used to build my multiple 6-figure online business that makes me about $25,000 a month in consistent passive income for my business. If you want the full system of like, do this, then do this, then do this, all 6 steps so that you can have a plan, you can get it right now today, lanesebring.com/super simple. It's free and you can read it right now. Habit number 6, protect your energy. Now, we just talked about sleep. So what do I mean by energy? I mean your mental freaking energy, your emotional energy. What is the biggest thief of your mental and emotional energy? It is this. It is social media. It is content, doom scrolling, negative news, toxic social media. It all drains your energy. Protecting your attention is protecting your business. Protecting your thoughts is protecting your business. Protecting your energy is protecting your business. Recently, what I decided to do was I took all the social media apps off my phone. Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, all of it, gone. The only one I still have is YouTube, because I don't tend to watch shorts on YouTube. I tend to watch long form videos on YouTube. So for me, I can select the long form video that I watch and I can protect my energy in that way. But the doom scrolling of like, okay, I'm watching something. Okay, this makes me angry. Okay, this makes me laugh. Oh, haha. Oh, this another thing to be afraid of. Oh, another thing to be upset about. Oh, another thing that makes me mad. Another thing that makes me laugh. That constant shift of like, I'm watching something just long enough to lose interest in it, then I'm scrolling to something else because I need another dopamine hit, then I'm scrolling to something else because I need another dopamine hit. Oh, this is a little bit uninteresting, so I'm moving to something else. That constant scrolling, what it does to, at least what I've experienced is, what it does to my brain is it turns it into mush. It just makes me dumb. It makes me not be able to hold a thought long enough to do anything with it. It makes me not be able to do hard, deep work. It makes me not really, it trains your brain to not do anything hard because you just want to like escape to whatever's going to be easy to think about, whatever's going to give you that dopamine rush. And so when it comes to this kind of online business where you are building offers that help people solve problems, right? They're stuck and you're going to help them become unstuck. Well, what does it take to do that? You've got to be someone who is living it. You've got to be someone who is not stuck. And so if you're constantly just kind of in this mushy brain, like I'm scrolling and I'm not really thinking through it, I'm like this drone that's just constantly scrolling, it's very hard to show up at the table and say, and it doesn't matter what content you teach, it doesn't matter what the niche is, what the topic is, it's really hard to show up and say, here you go, you're stuck here, let's get to here, and be the person that's going to do that for people if you're not in the right place. So protect your energy. So here's a practical step. Set app timers. They have app timers. If you don't want to take the apps off, you don't have to. And I may not have them off my phone forever. I might put them back on, but you can set timers. There are apps that will say, after 30 minutes on whatever social media site, it just shuts off. So, or an hour or whatever. Unfollow negative accounts. One of the things that I have really enjoyed doing is if I see something, and it doesn't matter if it's a friend, if it's somebody I don't know, whatever. If I see something that it's negative, it's toxic, it's something I don't want to see, I don't have to unfriend that person and risk them, checking to see if we're still friends and realize that I just unfollow them. They'll never know. Most of the social media platforms don't tell them anyway. So just unfollow them. And then you can go on your merry way and everything looks the same to them, but you don't have to see the things you don't want to see. And then finally, going back to what we started with, replace 20 minutes of doom scrolling with 20 minutes of creating. One of the things that I have realized, and I'm guessing this is the same for you if you're in this kind of business where you're making content that you're passionate about, that's going to help people, 20 minutes of creating content feels very different than 20 minutes of consuming content. 20 minutes of creating content is life-giving. It feels great because you feel like you're matching up with your purpose. You're doing something that you were kind of put on this planet to do. You're helping people. At least for me, when I sit in front of this camera and I get in the zone, it's like, man, my mind and my heart comes alive with this passion to help you, to give you the encouragement, the empowerment, the skills, the knowledge to take what's inside of you and create a business out of it. That fires me up to no freaking end. I love that. 20 minutes of doing that makes me happy. It makes me fulfilled. It makes me feel like I'm doing the thing that I was put on this planet to do. 20 minutes of scrolling my phone might make me laugh. There's funny videos out there, but it also might make me fearful. Like, oh man, I gotta I got to make sure that I'm not, doing that. I'll die, right? Or my kids will die. And then, or like it'll, it makes me angry. They don't know what they're talking about, right? So it's like 20 minutes of doom scrolling can be the thing that like completely wrecks me and my whole mindset for the whole day. And so I have just decided, like, I'm going to do the things that protect my energy. And by the way, replacing doom scrolling doesn't have to just be with creating. It can also be reading, because one of the ways that we protect our energy is to put into our minds the things that actually help us. Which is why, like, this shelf of books, my kids will come in here and they're like, "Hey, have you read these books?" And I'm like, yeah, these are books that I've read, books that I love. That's why I'm displaying them. Reading the Bible, if you're a believer, and even if you're not, it's the most read, it's the most best-selling book in history. So even if you don't believe what it says, you can benefit from what it teaches. Read, consume things that give you life and give you energy. Doom scrolling, for me at least, doesn't. It's unpredictable. I don't know what's going to come up. I don't know how it's going to make me feel. And it's also training my brain to not hold on to anything long enough to even think about it. And so protecting your energy comes down to, what are you letting in? What are you deciding to dwell on and to think on? It's why I love in the Bible, the Apostle Paul, in one of the New Testament letters, he says, whatever is true, whatever is good, whatever is noble, whatever is upright, whatever is excellent, whatever is praiseworthy, think about such things. He's just encouraging his readers, like, if you're going to dwell on something good. Think about the good that's happening. Think about the trustworthy and excellent and pure and noble things in your life and around you, because he knows that if you dwell on the opposite, right? Like, what is social media? Whatever's bad, whatever's dangerous, whatever's fearful, whatever is like controversial, whatever's going to make you angry, depending on what side you're on, it's going to upset you. Dwelling on that is just a way to zap you of all energy and drive. And it's like, well, what's the point, right? Protect your energy. Habit number 7. And this is one that I have become incredibly passionate about recently. Move your body. Your body fuels your business. When we talk about being a one-person online business, emphasis is on the person. Like you, the person, like you are the business. The business is you. You're the niche, because most likely what you're teaching is a problem that you solved. It's a set of experiences that you gained that were hard fought. It's knowledge that you had to fight for, and you had to work to gain that knowledge. And so you're delivering that, but your whole person is behind it. Well, I have been someone who has neglected in the past my physical body, my physical health, because I love to eat. I love to eat a lot. And so if you look back through my videos, you will see like big lane, small lane, big lane, small lane. And for the first time ever at 40 years old, I know it's a surprise that I'm 40, because I don't look a day over 39, but yes, I'm 40. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I have this consistent, focused approach on my health. And it's absolutely changed everything about my life. And what's funny is like, because I use Opus Clip, I have shorts that are coming out from like a few months ago before I had this transformation. And so like every day it's a reminder, like I'll see like whatever short came out that day, and it's like, oh, I don't look like that anymore. And I'm glad, but it's like a reminder of like the way things were not too long ago. And so like this is the video that came out today as I'm recording this. I don't know if you can see that, but like I'm about 35 pounds heavier in that video, and I'm not fat shaming myself. Okay. I love that person in that video. That's still me. I still had worth and value and dignity in that video. And I was still a loved child of God. And the truest thing about me when I made that video is that I'm loved dearly by God. And the truest thing about me today is that I'm loved dearly by God. So it's not about worthiness. It's about, am I bringing the best of what I have to the table? And that's not just a number on the scale. It's more about, am I approaching my life holistically? Are you approaching your life holistically? Are you putting an emphasis on your health and your wellness? Working out isn't just about looking good. It's about having the stamina and mental sharpness to keep showing up. So when I go to the gym and I give it my all every single morning, I say every time I leave the gym, I look at the people at the front desk and I'm like, all right, I left it all on the gym floor. I'm done. That's it. That's all I got. I'm ready to go home. Because I know that if I leave it all on the gym floor and I walk out of there, then I'm ready to bring my best to the rest of the day. And so I want this for you. You don't have to focus on what I focus on. For me, I love lifting weights. For you, it may just be maybe walking. Walking is a great form of exercise. I mean, it's the most natural thing we do. It may be bicycling. It may be swimming. Whatever it is for you, do it consistently. Aim for at least 30 minutes of movement a day. Walk, lift, stretch, whatever keeps your energy up and your mind sharp. Do that. And I'm telling you, because you are a whole person and you're bringing a whole person to the table at your one-person online business, it will make a difference. And so let's talk through all of these habits one more time. Daily creation. We're going to create every day. Consistent execution. We're going to execute more than we consume. You might see a pattern here, right? A lot of this is just we're moving from people who just consume because everybody consumes. Everybody consumes. That is the most natural thing in the world, to be a consumer. The thing that will set you apart is be a producer, not just a consumer. We're going to track and improve. We're looking at every number. We're not obsessing about the numbers, and we're not placing our worth in the numbers. Your income, your revenue streams will ebb and flow. They will go up, they will go down. Over time, what you want to see is this consistent growth, but it's going to look kind of like this. It's going to go down, then it's going to go up a little bit, then it's going to go down, then it's going to go up a little bit. And you want that kind of up and to the right movement. Your self-worth is not dependent on that number going up, not at all. But by tracking it, you're able to see like, okay, it's an indicator. What's working, what's not working, how can I improve, how can I continue to move this thing forward? And so we're going to track and we're going to improve things over time. Habit number 4, protect your time. Habit number 5, sleep well. Habit number 6, protect your energy. And then finally, habit number 7, move and take care of your body. Here's the bottom line. Habits are the bridge between who you are now and the business owner that you want to become. They are the bridge. It's like you're here, right? You're stuck. We're all stuck somewhere, by the way. That's one of the things I love about these kind of businesses. You're helping people get unstuck because everybody's always stuck somewhere. Because as soon as you get unstuck and you get where you want to get, then your standards raise. And now it's like the place you are is now kind of like, okay, now I'm stuck and I want to get to a better level. Okay. So habits bridge that gap between where you are now at any given moment and the business owner you want to become. Making content daily, consistently executing, tracking and improving, protecting your time, sleeping well, guarding your energy, moving your body. All of these things contribute to get you unstuck, to get you from where you are to where you want to become the person, so that now you have the mindset, the skill set, and now the habits to make your business work. Mindset being the things that you believe about yourself, the things that you believe about the world, the things that you believe about what's possible. It all starts with belief. We talked about that in this first video, 2 videos ago. And then skill set. You need 3 really powerful skills. We talked about this in my last video. In order to build the kind of business you need to build, you need to be able to make content. You need to be able to create offers, and you need to be able to sell. Those 3 skill sets are going to take you as far as you want to go. And then today, these 7 habits all make all this stuff work. Because if you pair these 7 habits with a belief, like an unwavering belief that you're the kind of person who succeeds because that's what you do, that's who you are, so it's going to work. And you're developing these skills because these are the skills that it takes to win in online business. And then you're becoming the person every single day who consistently executes, takes care of yourself, takes care of your business, knows what's going on in the business inside and out, protects your energy. It just will work. I hope this is exciting to you because you have the capacity inside of you to build whatever business you want to build, to whatever scale you want to build it. If you're doing these things, if your mindset is in place, you're developing these skills, and your habits are on point, and it's not always going to be perfect, and it's not always going to be perfectly consistent, but the point is every single day, you've got a new opportunity to keep making these things happen and moving in the right direction. You got something awesome that you're building. And I'm here to help you every step of the way. The first step, lanesebring.com/super simple. That's where you get the free guide. Also, when you get that, the very next thing that you're going to see is an offer from me. And I believe some of you need to take me up on that offer. It's actually my course, The Profitable Niche Blueprint. It's how to, in 3 days' time, decide on your niche. Like, decide on the exact thing that you need to build your business on. And if you go through that link, lanesebring.com/super simple, it's a pretty good offer. Like, it's really, really good. And you'll see what I mean if you go there. So that's the next step. Now, if you've already done all that, or you know your niche or whatever, then I want to make sure that you haven't missed the last 2 videos on mindset and skill set. So they're going to be right here. So depending on which one you're at, this one is on mindset. This one is on skill set. Watch both of them if you haven't yet, or rewatch them because they're really, really good and they work within this video. So I'm in both of these. So I'll see you in either one, whichever one you want to click on. I'll see you in those videos.